This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena we are playing Bant Ramp and we are skewing it to work with some of the new cards. Bant Ramp has been a contender since I think it's like February now, since Eldraine arrived, and it continues to put up results, and there just seem to be more cards printed with every single set that make Bant better and better. In Eldraine, it was Uro. In Ikoria, it was Jorael, although then later that got nerfed and we all gave up on that. And now we have some new cards to try. So just to let you know how I'm approaching decks as the new set comes out, I'm probably going to try to explore powerful strategies running at least 8 new cards. If I can't find room for 8 new cards, I probably won't play it. But for example, we're probably going to look at decks like Cat Oven, Bant Ramp, popular decks like this, as well as the new mechanics like we did yesterday with the Conclave Mentor, but I'm always going to try to find at least room for 8 new cards. And in this deck, the main thing I want to know is how good is Jorael Mwonvuli Recluse. This is a 1 and a green 1/2 legend, and whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 2/2 cat creature token, 6 mana until end of turn. Creatures you control have base power and toughness XX, where X is the number of cards in your hand. Just so you know, you can activate this ability multiple times because your hand might fluctuate in size, but it doesn't give +X+X, it just becomes XX. So if you activate this twice and you don't change the size of your hand, it's the same, you know? Anyway, but yeah, this card, it might be a sleeper in the set, and it's a card I'm very curious about. You can play it on turn 2, and then you can do things that draw cards each turn, but also add battlefield presence. And if you consider Growth Spiral is good, Teferi is good, Uro is good, wait till you make a 2/2 cat creature token to every single effect. Then it's like, whoa. This isn't just good, this is really good. Add that to Teferi Master of Time, for example. So Teferi Master of Time is also in this deck because of the card draw ability and the ability to crank out a bunch of cats. It also can be activated on both turns, so you can draw a discard on your turn to make a cat. On your opponent's turn, you can draw a discard again. You still need to draw one more card to make the cat, but Growth Spiral might do it. Or Shatter the Sky on their turn might do it. Not that that would matter if a Shatter is resolving. I don't know. Anyway, now I'm just spitballing. Other new card, Cultivate. I think that this card is a really good companion to the deck. Oh, that sounded punny, but I do think that this is a good sidekick to Uro and Growth Spiral and Grazer, because normally I would run 28 land in a deck like this, and what I'm trying with those decks that I'd normally run 28 land in, I'm going to try running 26 and Cultivate, because Cultivate essentially 2 lands, and if you run 26 land, you should hit your 3rd land drop anyway. So if that extra card that would normally be a land is a Cultivate and you can hit 2 more land drops off it, I think that might be worth it. And while Uro and Growth Spiral love it when you have a handful of land, Cultivate also plays with that. So anyway, something I'm trying out. You'll see plenty of Cultivate here and there while I try to decide if that card is good. And then of course you know these hooligans. You've seen these cards before. They just win games. But Ugin, hanging out at the top of the curve, the new end game in Standard. I've seen so much Ugin going on. Have to join in myself. That ability to just wipe all the permanents from the field, particularly devastating to Yorion decks. Not gonna lie. It's like Yorion was busted, and even after nerf was really good, like the only companion still good, and then Ugin shows up and says, yeah, well, I can wipe all that out. I can take all your enchantments and charming princes away. Mana base, no temples of tilt, no tap lands, just shock lands, Fable Passage, basics, and for the Cultivate. And I think it's good that way. All right, I've introduced the deck. Let's dive in and let the nonsense begin. This hand might be too slow for being on the draw. This hand is even slower. Now I've got Growth Spiral, Uro, and Nissa. I guess that's it. All right, Do I keep the Uro? I don't think I keep a 2-lander, although land are the most likely things that we can draw, but I think we put the Uro back. Or we just keep the Uro and try to draw into another Nissa, because hanging on to Nissa might not be good enough. And we keep a basic so we don't shock for frickin' everything. Okay. Ugh. Bad start. And our opponent is fine. They've got a goose. Their life is good. Alright, Llanowar Visionary. Our opponent is on the move. What do you think they do with all that mana? This must be ramp into Ugin, and they just got a better draw than we did? Probably. I guess I could see if I hit a Grazer. Nope. Scry to the top. If it's attack with Visionary, I'm pretty happy. The opponent can make a food for the goose and be up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana next turn. Let's play the Plains first since it doesn't cast Growth Spiral. Play the Uro. Put out the Passage, get a green, cast the Growth Spiral. Teferi. Okay. It's something. It's a card that does stuff. Just doing it now to pass priority, really. I could have bluffed. Yeah. Anyway, there's Nissa. Our opponent didn't have a Nissa last turn. They've got Cavalier this turn. And we see an Ugin, of course, and 3 ramp spells and a land. So, yeah, their deck is kind of what we expected. So what do we do? I think can we play Teferi? We can, right? As long as we tap careful, we can play Teferi, Master of Time, and Nissa, who shakes the world. Which is pretty good because it fills the graveyard and threatens to phase out the Cavalier Thorns. Let's drop off the other Uro. Nissa is good against the Ugin because they have to exile their board to minus. And then a land can take Ugin out. The lands don't get exiled. So having the first Nissa is probably really good, but we'll see. This is still a game where we're way behind in cards. In raw cards, our opponent has 5. We have 1. It's not okay. So what's the attack? Ooh. Well, I guess it makes the phasing choice pretty easy. You are no longer in the game. Last zone. Okay. Our opponent could run it up to 5. Okay, here comes Ugin. What are you gonna do?
An opportunity to act rash.
I guess they have to shoot the land?
Chance to fail.
That's what it feels like. If they minus to exile a bunch of stuff, Ugin dies to the land, and they lose their Cavalier. So we need Elspeth Conqueror's Death. We draw Ugin of our own. We don't have the mana to play it yet. What would our Ugin do? Bolt their Ugin? It's not particularly exciting. All right, let's start here. Wow. Okay, all the Teferis. Can't kill it. Can't also play Ugin here and attack this. So that's pretty awkward. Maybe it's better to get an Uro. This is a tough choice. I could -3, sweep up their Visionary and the Goose. Then I still have to deal with the Cavalier. This would bolt that. Cavalier would attack. Would be very bad. So I think I'm better off with an Uro.
Time's up.
Hits the fountain. Blue, 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 blue. We can play the other Teferi. That way we can phase again. Not good enough, right? Not good enough.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
Tag. Tag yo Ugin.
I am resilient.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If the opponent kills this, we again have to draw the land or like untap a land and then tap a land, leaving us without a blocker if we want to play our Ugin. But they have to navigate Uro. Like they can minus this for 3, but then they exile 2 of their things as well. And the land stays. And then their Ugin's on 3, so a land attacking it kills it. Which is why the Uro is a pretty important set piece here, I think. Bolt you. Hate it.
Consider this a warning.
How you want to attack against the 6/6 if you're not going to exile it? Okay. Are you going to do anything else? Another Cavalier. Those are frustrating. I mean, those are big boys. They are in the way. No question. Burrow of your own. Eight cards in graveyard. Plenty of fuel for the Uro. But we still have the Nissa. I think that we phase here, because next turn we're going to draw a few extra cards. We want to loot with more cards, because we don't really want to discard this. So phase. Land off the top. That's our Ugin. But how do we use it? We can bolt the goose.
And you will grow lost to history.
And then attack with this. The opponent blocks. What do they put on top? Another Ugin? I guess that's fine. It's not what I call ideal, but it's fine. The other thing that we could do is animate a land, attack first, see how the opponent blocks, but if they block the land with the Cav, we're pretty upset. I guess bolting the goose doesn't do a lot. So let's do this. There we go. It's a little late. All right, so we could sweep this. I guess that's good. Then the opponent bolts my Ugin, then I play Elspeth Conquers Death, take out their Ugin. My Nissa's threatening to ultimate. All right, let's start with Teferi. Sorry. New cards, not interested. Ah, I lose my Nissa though. That does suck.
The land shall conquer you.
And this is phased out. This won't even be gone. All right, in that case, what's the set piece that needs to go? Do we just need to cut off their Ugin? We can cut the Visionary. I guess that's fine. Probably better than cutting their Ugin, which I plan to Elspeth next turn.
Do not ignore my draconic.
The opponent does have an ultimate Nissa to worry about, which if I get rid of this, then minusing my Ugin is pretty free. What a silly game. The loot here from Teferi fills the graveyard. I just hope I don't hit something I wanted to keep, because Elspeth Conquers Death is what we needed. Ugin mirrors are hard, I think. It feels hard to me. I am feeling a great deal of difficulty. to be clear. What I mean, it hurts. It really hurts. All right. It really hurts.
I will destroy.
All right, guys. Where do the Cavaliers go? Nissa. I was afraid of that. I was afraid of that. Don't worry. I'll bring you back. Although now, like I said, I am free to minus this. Unless they get rid of it somehow. We have cultivation. It's too bad you can't phase out your own creatures with Teferi. It says target creature you don't control. If I could phase this out, then minus the Ugin, I'd feel like king of the world. Yeah, it looks like they're bringing out Uro. That's good for us. We're going to want to start our turn by attacking with our Uro. We want to exile their Uro though, so I think I go face. We don't want their Uro in the graveyard. That draw helps rebuild our mana base a little bit. Alright. So we're definitely playing Elspeth Conquers Death. What the order that we want to do is we want to attack first with Uro, get the value. Then we want to minus the Ugin. No, then we want to plus the Teferi. Then we want to minus the Ugin for 5. Then we want to play Elspeth Conquers Death for their Ugin. And I'm attacking their face with Uro because I don't want them to block with their Uro. I want them to keep their Uro on the field so I can exile it. This is funky. Funky timing going on here. Alright, plus. Nice. Alright, I'll give up the growth spiral. Minus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bye, everyone. Elspeth Conquers Death. Exile their Ugin. I would have died if they had negate right there. Like, it would have been oof. But what? We've been behind, which means we have to play risky. We've been trying to play risky this whole game to get back in it. We mulled to 5. Our opponent got the Ugin first. Our best card this whole game was Nissa. Nissa's gone now. So let's see. Can they find like Hydroid Krasis to punish us? Mass Manipulation's a card I've been playing in my Ugin decks. Okay. What are you gonna do? Bolt my Ugin. Well, that 4th loyalty came in handy. This turn should be easy enough. Yep, my planeswalkers are coming back and yours are taking a hike. And this is why Bant, Elspeth Conquers Death on its own, is a good reason that Bant is a lot stronger than Simic. Sad Grazer. That is the saddest Grazer. Look at how many lands our opponent has. We have 5, but we're gonna probably pull this off. Shoot it down, because why not? Now our opponent can charge this Blast Zone up to 5, which is maybe I shouldn't have fetched Nissa for that reason. Let's put a green on the field and a white in the hand. Choose one. Put one card onto the battlefield, the other will go into your hand. Okay. Bring out the Uro. Cultivate's fine. We can play it by untapping a forest here. Attack, then cultivate.
Harness the elements.
Get those 3 damage. Keep pulling out the land. All right, you can go battlefield, you can go hand. And then we play this tap land, and wow, did we rebuild our mana base quickly with 2 cultivates. Oh my goodness. Zone up, zone on 5. Can blow up Nissa, blow up Elspeth Conqueror's Death. So what should I have got instead of the Nissa? I could have had a Teferi or a Teferi. Either Teferi would have been smarter.
I am in need of rest.
It's working out though.
My flames burn beyond.
Oh, looky there.
Power surges through these lands. Rise, my elemental friend.
I think we, I mean, we'll see. Maybe they draw mass manipulation, but okay. Whew. Wow. 5-5-5. That was a tough game. That was a tough game. The Grazer draw on the play with a Jorael, but Jorael? The problem is here we have no way to draw cards, and then we stall out way before 5. Like, I don't know if this hand is actually good, but we're going to try it. We're going to try it. We have to draw into Teferi Uro. I mean, we have so many cards that draw cards in our deck. Feels like we should be able to do this. But this is where the Grazer looks... It looks good right now, but it looks really bad in a second here when we run out of lands to play and we have no turn 4. You know, it scares me. That is a card we can draw, so we'll play you first. And welcome to the Grazer meta, where our opponent's running Yorion and Growth Spiral. Is this okay? Teamer Elementals, maybe? That's usually what it means when they have the Yorion. It's like a Brad Nelson list. Worst draw possible. I think we just lost. I think we're just done. We missed our land drop and it's over. And this is why you don't play Grazer too up much. It's just not good on the play. Like, not unless your curve somehow turns out perfect. Yeah, nothing. White off the top. I guess we'd hope for white off the top. Take one for the team, buddy. GG. This is so stupid. Okay. Maybe not quite GG. We've got the trump card. Get out of here, Ugin. We still have to figure out how to get rid of the Cavalier. Maybe our Ugin has to do that job. The Shatter the Sky is not a good look, by the way. They get back a Genesis Ultimatum. Come on, man. Come on. And they hit an Uro. Alright, you know? I guess the Grazer's gotta go. We'll play the Nissa. We'll try to set up our Ugin, I suppose. What else can we do? Do we want to make a creature land? I guess we want the opponent to think that they have to kill our Nissa. But yeah, I guess we want the creature land. I really don't want it to die.
The land fights for us.
All right. Now, Nissa's a pretty good pull with Elspeth Conqueror's Death about to happen. Means that I think we'll get to Ugin. They're attacking Nissa. No blocks.
My strength fades.
Solemn stays on the field through an Ugin. Grab the Yorion, why not? Draw another Nissa. Wow.
Witness the ties that bind us all.
Is there a point to attacking with these first? I guess they can't die, but if I Ugin first, then it's a Solemn versus 2 lands, which is... gets a little more through, I think, because otherwise the Grazer just blocks here. It's pointless. All right. Oh, wait. Yeah, we do have to attack first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8, 9. We do have to attack first. We don't have enough mana. All right. It's probably a sign that Ugin's coming, but it gives our opponent an opportunity to make a mistake. Ooh. If they actually make that block, I'm pretty happy. Because Solemn on the board, it doesn't dominate the board by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a frustrating card to deal with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Trying to decide if I'm just animating an island. I guess so.
Harness the elements.
Strive for balance in all things.
Bye, Nissa. But we gotta get rid of those Cavaliers. That Yorion is scary. Very scary. Ugh. Okay, our opponent is a true master. A true master hits their own Ugin. Hits their own Ugin. How disgusting. This is the greediest Ugin deck. That may make it the best if nobody ever plays anything else. Why did they hit my face?
Ghost fire,
Be wary
my
of the ground.
greatest creation.
I guess they can just attack that, but okay.
My research has concluded.
I mean, are you guys feeling destroyed? I'm feeling destroyed. Oof. Our hand has no blue, so we have to mulligan again. I don't think I've kept a hand yet. No, I did. I kept one. All right, this is okay. We'll put away a land. Think we'll make it the passage, and we'll hope for the best. Now, what I'm curious, are we going to face a third straight Ugin mirror? Pelt Collector implies no. We're going to face something else. That little hitch of priority, that's a 0-cost creature like Stonecoil Serpent. Something to keep in mind. So mono green? Okay, that's good against Teferi, but Teferi can still reset the Pelt Collector. Alright, Breeding Pool, good draw. How do we deal with you? You're gonna be an annoying one. Especially if they throw a Gem Razor on it or something to make it hit harder. I guess the Teferi Master of Time can phase it. That's what I got so far. Phase you. Return of the Pelt. The Ozolith. Well, phasing doesn't put counters on Ozolith, right? Okay, I don't think so. Have you met Nissa?
Seek shelter in my stewardship. The land fights for us.
If we untap with Nissa, a big Krasis is probably a bit much for the opponent to bear. If they have a Questing Beast here, that's strong, but I think we still get to untap with Nissa. Yorvo. Alright, I mean, those are some big creatures. Ooh, let's try out the QQ.
The land shall conquer you.
So that's 8. I mean, if I lose Nissa after this, I'll be okay. Plus, we get to play a Grazer. Or we get to play you. I guess you aren't as helpful as a Grazer, though. Grazer just gets run under the bus. And you... I don't really want you chump blocking. I'm gonna need those cat tokens. Alright, our opponent did have Questing Beast. It's just a turn short. Beast says I'm getting in there. Does anybody else want to get thrown under the Hydroid bus? Nope. Alright, so then I'll just take the trade. We have to deal with this sometime. ECD. So where are we going to draw our second card? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Potentially. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. Or less. Alright. Can definitely do this. And this. And exile the Yorvo, puts counters on the Ozolith, which isn't particularly great. We can now plus over here to Fairy here. Bounce away the Ozolith, take those counters off the board, make a creature, get another body, and the opponent says, you messed with my Ozolith, I can't take it anymore, and that's the game. Alright, let's snap it in. Those spirals are gonna do work. I can feel it. And then we have to get all the way up to the Spirit Dragon. Mori, so maybe a mutate deck. Hitting a Grazer off the top. We can't hit a Grazer and a green source, so there's no reason to snap off the spiral there. Poliwag, Symbiote. That looks like a job for Teferi. Alright, lands. Brutal. Missing land drop in your ramp deck? No. No! Not like this. Not like this. The horn is getting great. And it flies, by God. Yeah, so against Mutate, you need Ugin. And to cast Ugin, you need 8 frickin' land. And for some reason, drawing extra cards isn't doing the job. There we go. Come on, buddy. Come on. Grazer, you have another land in hand? You do. Must be nice. Cultivate. That hits land drops.
This might be a bad idea.
Alright, we definitely need another blue source. What else do we need? We have 2 white. We have 2 blue, so I guess from here we take forests? I guess I could need another blue on top of that. We have enough green. We'll just grab the islands. Makes that decision easy. We could try to hit with the Growth Spiral. I think it's better to get you on the field. Start making some blockers to protect Nissa next turn. Also play Teferi, Master of Time. This is a scary turn. Our opponent just discarded Voracious Hydra. They must have another, because taking out the Jorael sounds pretty good. That or they have something far stronger to do. Okay. Dreamtail Heron, they get to loot, they get to draw a discard. They discarded another Hydra. They did have another, they decide they don't need it. Maybe they just don't care. Maybe they don't care about my kitties. That's possible. That is very possible. Interesting. If they had a Sea Dash or Octopus, that's a good attack, but then they didn't do it, so they don't have an Octopus. Okay, we gotta get to this Ugin. So, we can play Teferi, Master of Time, and Nissa, and I think that's best because phasing out, I don't know, the thing that the opponent tries to mutate on is probably a good way to keep from dying. Here's Nissa.
I will aid you. Behold, nature's true power.
Here's Teferi. Come on, land. That or I just need to untap with the Nissa. One of the two. What do they have? There's something they're holding on to here. Maybe it is an Octopus. But Octopus mutating here I don't think does too much to me. Just draws some cards. They should have attacked if they had an Octopus, right? It just doesn't make sense. Maybe it's a Brazen Borrower, but they don't have the mana for it. I'm so confused right now. Let's drop off Uro. Here's a kitty. Weird. I don't feel like that makes sense. Like, why save that? Why save that? Okay. All right, get me out of this. Get me one more turn. Come on. Boss. Boss. That's a strong card. That is a strong card. We're at 7 mana without the Nissa. And we get 3 looks at it if Teferi lives. Let's see how they plan this attack. They're attacking the Teferi. Oh, I appreciate that, I think. Teferi confirmed, most annoying planeswalker. Wants to kill Teferi more than Nissa. Oh, alright, we're adjusting. And then we're going face with the Heron? Alright, I'm really confused. So, Teferi, phase out that Forerunner. Let's not have Nissa bite it here. It sucks because that means the Forerunner will come back after Ugin does the Ugin things. But that's the way it is. In fact, maybe I need to figure out a way out of that, right?
Looks like I'm out of time.
Maybe I need to figure out a way for Ugin to hit this too, but Ugin would need 8 loyalty, which it's too big for that anyway. Gem Razor, gross. This has to stop. Make this stop. At least I have nothing for them to kill with it. Would you like to blow up your own food? That's just crazy talk. So what we can do, if we can generate enough mana, is play a Teferi after the Ugin minus, and that can take care of the Forerunners. So current casting cost check, 4. Wow, actually you putting that here means I can -4 the Ugin. I don't have to -5 the Ugin, so Nissa stays. That's wonderful news. Alright, I know I'm going to need a freaking ton of mana.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Still enough mana left over to cultivate or Teferi. Party time.
Accept a little world, and you will grow lost to history.
Any last second mutations, my friend? Create a food token. What a mutant. Mutant had so many skills.
Reality is unwritten.
Gotta remember that thing's phased out. It's kind of hard. All right, so if I can't do this and have enough blue, right? Wait, I can, right? I can do this. And I have to go Control Z. Nope. Tap this. So this is complicated. I gotta go full control. Hold full control. I've got to play. Hold full control. I've got to play this, but with all the green mana. And then I have to put a forest onto the battlefield untapped. All right, choose one to put onto the battlefield. The other goes into the hand. All right. Funky. Very funky.
If I don't have a plan, I'll just make one.
You again, huh? I'll give you another shot. I'll give you another shot. So far, I think that the problem here is that this card is really, really good against everything but other ramp decks, and the only thing we've played are decks that run Arboreal Grazer. Like, that's the only games we played today. So I think that's really tough. Really tough for our little human druid. I was expecting a few more aggro decks. Expecting, I don't know, decks that aren't necessarily ramping into unbeatable board states. But that is what I have faced. Alright, speaking of going for unbeatable board states, there's the Starix. We've got to figure out what to do about that card. No! Alright, so do we phase this? And let the Endray's Forerunners kill something? I think we should. It's a tough call. But I think we have to cut that trigger off. The opponent's on empty otherwise. Yep, bye Nissa. We'll miss ya. They're thinking about it. Alright, time for Elspeth Conquers Death. Let's make some critters. Ugh. Let's go. Come on. Show me something good. Pretty good. We're looting again on our opponent's turn with the Teferi. So we don't want to play this, I don't think. Can always play it next turn. How about you? You can minus to do nothing. Or you can plus to bolt... what? Face, I guess. We could attack with these, and if the opponent blocked with the Starix, we'd be happy, but blocking with the Forerunners is an option, so it's not very good. So we really need them to brick off the top of their deck. Please brick. Please brick. Please don't draw a mutant. Bye, Ugin. I'll miss you. What could I draw? I can't picture what I could possibly draw that would save me. So let's wait. More information. That would save Ugin, I should say.
I no longer wish to stay.
Yeah, buy the Amori, because you top decked a land. Yeah, you did. Come on. You just top decked the land, right? Yeah. Oh, it's a really good land to top deck, to be fair. It's a Castle Vantress, which lets them scry and try to hit more action. So they're probably never going to miss a mutation turn for the rest of the game. Did that really just happen? Oh my goodness. What is going on? What is going on? Alright. Well, these are going to die. We're definitely going to blow up the board. Let's send in Uro for the life gain and the card. I think I have all my basics. At least I'm worried I do. I'm just gonna shock out this temple instead. Okay, I don't have all my basics, but it's getting precarious. Yep, Endray's Forerunners noms the Uro. Let's see what we can find with Teferi. Shatter the Sky. Opponent gets a card and their stuff dies. Two to the bottom. All right. I think we bring out Uro instead of Krasis. Krasis gets better next turn.
Only time will tell.
Let's put that down tapped, and we'll plus Teferi on our turn and loot this land. At least get a decision point. It's feeling okay. Upkeep the opponent, looking to scry with Castle. Look at all the land they have. They are outlanding my ramp deck by a mile. Freaking mutate, man. Can be so strong. They kept one on top. Let's see what you got. Two Sterix are dead. They're passing? They kept one on top. This has to be like a Shore Shark or something. Octopus Shore Shark. There's the shark. Good job. That's actually really smart for them, waiting for me to plus so that I can't do the minus to stop the mutation. Do I want to bounce that thing? I guess so. Let's just drop you off. More land is fine. I'll stop this flash shenanigans at least.
If you show remorse, I'll show restraint.
Teferi tag team, baby. Teferi tag team in effect.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
All right, again. You. I think we leave Ugin. Ugin and Nissa are the best things I can probably hit with my Elspeth Conquers Death. The opponent can bounce this again, but it's fine. It's all card draw, life gain for us. And they scoop it up. They've seen enough of this battle. And we are back for the post-games wrap, and I mean, here's the score. I still think this card might be good, but until the meta settles down with the ramp, you guys, until we stop trying to either mutate or ramp our way into Ugins, like, this card is just bad in those matchups. Just not the right card for the job. You're better off, I don't know, with a Scavenging Ooze to fight the Uros, I guess, although that's still basically Ugin fodder. Look, while the meta is this greedy, you probably just should be running more Cultivate, quite frankly. Run one more Grazer, two more Cultivates, call it a deck, because, dudes, if everybody's just trying to Ugin, we can be the better Ugin deck, but we have to hit our land drops, and we have to draw Elspeth Conquers Death. If we do those things, being the better Ugin deck is totally doable. So maybe you want the fourth Elspeth Conquers Death as well. Maybe forget the Grazer. Grazer was stupid anyway. Cut these out. Get out. Two more Cultivates. One more Elspeth Conquers Death. go get them. You can probably trim on Teferi Master of Time too. Maybe you want a third Ugin, one less Teferi. That's what I would do for current ramp meta. If the meta starts to go back to aggro and is the best of one meta starts to go back to sacrifice, those decks that were very popular before Ugin arrived, then I think you can go back to trying this card out, because there are places where it's really good, but it's not right now. Anyway, it's a good shell for a deck, and now you cool kids who watch till the end know the deal. This is going to be a quick plug for CoolStuffInc.com, my sponsor, up there in the corner. Promo code CGB, like it says there, with a 5 on the end of it, will get you a discount on an order. So go pick up some sweet cards for M21. I hear Teferi is spiking because I didn't even think about that, but the fact that you can activate it on any player's turn means in multiplayer games of like Commander, this card is so broken. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.